Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 703 of Magic Emperor. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. When Tao glanced at Zhuo Fan and the huge dragon above, then cursed, "Seriously, Zhuo Fan? Is this what you call cowardice? What pushing on despite obvious outcome? With the Heaven Dragon Soul, there's nothing you can't do. What's with all the posturing and playing the victim? You even made me believe it. I did say that I would face you, but that did not refer to you. What are you getting all that excited about?" Rolling his eyes, Zhuo Fan refused to admit his wrong, mocking, "Want to continue? If not, throw in the towel." Staring at Zhuo Fan, when Tao snorted in anger, "Throw in the towel? No way. When our souls combine, we will draw blood." When Tao shouted, and the 10 people made a new sign, their eyes burning with fighting spirit. Everyone heard a sudden ear-piercing screeching as the Sword Soul and the Heaven Dragon Soul Claw scraped against its nails step by step, about to come out of its grasp. Heaven Dragon Soul was strong, but 10 Sword Souls combined was nothing to scoff at. The huge sword was now approaching Zhuo Fan, ready to smash him. Zhuo Fan's heart jumped and made hasty signs himself. The dragon claw upped its force by a third. When Tao, are you that intent on risking everything? At this rate, this will only end with me being smashed by your sword soul or if I shatter your souls with my dragon claw. In my case, it will only be my body that perishes while your soul will be destroyed. Your price is so much steeper. Zhuo Fan's hands trembled in the sign he made. He looked at the incoming storm and warned the 10 disciples. Gnashing his teeth to the point of bleeding, when Tao shouted his last will, braving the dangers despite the obvious outcome, that's the way of the sword. If we back down now, we'll never live to accept this shame, and never would we reach the peak of swordsmanship. Death is a much better option. Zhuo Fan, I used to be a martial fanatic, only knowing that strength is needed to win and not one's path. Now that I'm in the Sword God sect, I've finally found my path. This fight today, I do not fight you, only follow the path I chose without turning back." Xie Tianshan shouted at the sky. The rest of his fellow disciples echoed him, never turning back. Never turning back. Zhuo Fan gave the 10 of them a long look, taking in their determination and the blood around their mouths with a slight nod. "Since that is the case, I can only oblige." Wraith Style's second move, Ghostly Dragon Claw. Zhuo Fan's hand made a gesture, and the Heaven Dragon Soul roared, increasing the power of its claw. Crack. The huge sword soul sported a hairline fracture, causing the 10 disciples to tremble and spew blood. Even so, they held on, and the sword soul kept sliding downward. Zhuo Fan's gestures continued, and Heaven Dragon Soul's claw's power was increased again. When he finished going through the signs, the Heaven Dragon Soul used the Ghostly Dragon Claw, further amplifying the damage to the Sword Soul, which was on the verge of shattering. The Sword God sect disciples were about to have their souls purged in that instant. However, as Zhuo Fan's signs came to a close, he suddenly stopped right at the end. He grumbled and relaxed his hands before making a different sign. Wraith Style, third move, Necro Dragon Screech. Roar. The power of the claw abated, and the dragon opened its maw to release a roar at the Sword Soul. A powerful sound wave carried Heaven Dragon Soul's soul power and slammed into the Sword Soul, making it tremble. With a bang, the huge Sword Soul split into 10 souls as they flew back to their bodies. When Tao and his fellow disciples shook and spewed blood before collapsing. The audience was shaken by this outcome, filled with complex emotions. This showed them in no uncertain terms that Zhuo Fan, this demonic cultivator, had spared their lives at the last moment. This same ruthless and vindictive demonic cultivator let righteous cultivators live. It was beyond baffling. A demonic cultivator is a twisted and deceitful individual. He is making Sword God secto him. He's making sure that Demon Scheming Sect will now have a middle 3 sect ally after this. Humph, Vol Demon Spawn, you may be able to deceive others, but you'll never succeed in pulling the wool over my eyes. Leader of the Universal Righteous Sect's team, Zhao Deju's eyes shone, having seen through his play. He turned to his fellow disciples and admonished them. "See that? See how cunning a demonic madman is?" Now the Sword God sect would be moved to tears. Sigh, this is how another righteous sect degenerates. One disciple started sucking up to him the minute he finished. "Senior brother is right." Rubbing his chin, Zhao Deju felt elated at this guy's skill and flattery taken to the rank of art. He sighed most dramatically. Without someone like me in their sect, they would be easy prey to these demons' hypocrisy. That's why I keep telling them not to come in contact with demonic cultivators, or they will one day fall prey to their machinations. Especially that Ultimate Clarity sect, as the head of the superior 3 sects, should take it upon itself to root out all evil, demonic cultivators in particular. But they, Senior brother, please calm your anger. I can see that such a righteous cause will soon be squashed in the hands of these undivided sections. It'd be better if we become the head of the superior 3 sects and a just model for all the righteous sects out there. That disciple was laying on as thick as possible, especially that best disciple in Western lands. That title should be Senior Brothers by right. Only Senior Brother and his righteous conviction can lead the Western lands. Zhao Dizhu nodded at every word with a natural face like it was all a given. But then his face sank as he turned to Zhuo Yifan. That may be, but I can't defeat Wu Qingxiu, nor Yanemo. Now that another monster with a heaven dragon soul appeared. Sigh, it just had to be a demonic madman. Is this the omen to the doom of righteousness? Yanemo, confused that could actually didn't kill them. Wu Qingxiu shook his head. Is he doing this for the future of his sect? Demon Scheming Sect is just a lower 3 sect. Rising to the rank of middle 3 sect and crushing Sword God sect's team in the process would only earn their hatred. It would only make things worse. It's one thing to become a middle 3 sect and another to grow into one. That takes time, even with Double Dragon Manor's resources. I think it is a straightforward decision. When with me, he didn't even care I was from a superior 3 sect, so why would he care about a middle 3 sect? Yanemo shook his head. Moreover, demonic cultivators are known to be volatile and rash. When they say they'll strike, that's what they'll do. So why change tunes midway? The way I see it, he just didn't feel like killing them. Nothing more. Wu Qingxiu raised an eyebrow. Didn't feel like it? The blade was at their throat, yet he didn't feel like swinging it? Since when can demonic cultivators easily withdraw their bloodlust? Yanemo fell silent. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. About thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.